Right now, President Trump is in Phoenix for a rally in the Valley at the Phoenix Convention Center.
The rally is set to kick off in just about 2 hours at 7 o'clock. A little more than an hour ago, the president touched down at Sky Harbor Airport on board Air Force One. The president is actually running well ahead of schedule today. We're going to have more from the airport coming up in just a moment.
And doors opening about an hour ago at the Phoenix Convention Center. Steve McLaughlin now inside, and seen outside, we saw protesters shouting the word Nazi. We saw supporters shouting build that wall. Inside, do you get the feeling that it's more calm, more supportive in there?
Well, no. In fact, we're getting the chance of fake media, fake news as we are live inside the convention center. You can see the podium set up, the VIP bleachers right in the back. Now notice that the teleprompters are here. Again, this is not an official White House event. This is a DonaldJTrump.com Trump Pence campaign event. This is nothing more than a campaign event here inside the Phoenix Convention Center, and that is what is happening. You can see the crowds are starting to come in now. They have room, what we were told, for 19,000. It is a bit of a bottleneck, Lena, trying to get inside. We were in a media-only line, and it was getting crushed by other Trump fans just trying to get in and out of the heat. But the atmosphere is certainly electric, and we only anticipated to get even more in the next couple of hours as the Trump rally is set to get underway at 7 p.m. here in downtown Phoenix. Got a lot more to tell you, a lot more live coverage for you. We'll toss it back to you inside the studio.
All right, we're going to have a lot more on those crowds seen. Thank you very much. And the president, as we said, touched down in Phoenix just a little before 4 o'clock this afternoon. And Arizona Governor Doug Ducey was there to greet the president as he landed at Sky Harbor. Let's go out live to CBS 5's Jason Berry at Sky Harbor with details on the president's arrival. Jason?
You know, it's always exciting when a president comes to town, but it's not often we get the president and the vice president in the same visit, but that is exactly what is going on here today. Air Force Two with Mike Pence on board landed around 3:30 this afternoon, and then about 20-30 minutes later, Air Force One came in with President Trump on board. The president and the vice president never travel together. They are never in the same plane together, but they do often end up in the same location. Now, a few minutes later, President Trump walked off the plane. As you mentioned, he was greeted by Governor Doug Ducey. He was also greeted by Arizona Congressman Trent Franks, Andy Biggs, and Paul Gosar. The president got a very warm welcome from a number of supporters who came out to see him and catch a glimpse of Air Force One.
We love seeing President Trump, and we're happy he's making his first visit to Arizona.
Pretty cool to see Air Force One and the president?
It is. We used to be stationed in Washington, D.C., so this is common for us to see.
Well, it's an experience. President Trump and Vice President Pence are both out here in the Valley, and I think it'd be a great experience, especially to be out here on the tarmac when they land. It's just such an amazing thing to experience, and, I mean, there's nothing like it. Air Force One is right behind us right now, and it's
pretty cool?
Yeah, surreal.
Now, the president and vice president didn't spend a lot of time here at Sky Harbor. They waved and they smiled to supporters, and then they got in their motorcade and took off. Now, one thing to point out that I noticed before the president arrived, some of the challenges with coming to Arizona in the summertime. You know that big ramp, those big stairs that lead up to Air Force One that the president walks down? Well, just a few minutes before the plane arrived, I saw Secret Service agents getting cold water and rags, and they were actually wiping down the rails because the rails were so incredibly hot, and they didn't want the president to burn his hands. At Sky Harbor, Jason Berry, CBS 5 News.
Well, welcome to Arizona. Jason Berry, thank you very much. Now, people have been gathering all day downtown, many getting in line very early in order to get spots inside the rally. CBS 5's Donna Rossi has been in that growing crowd. And Donna, supporters really started showing up early today.
Yeah, the line actually started out just on the west side of the convention center, but it didn't take long for it to pretty much wrap around the building. The line you're looking at right now is going eastbound on Washington. These folks are going to walk all the way westbound on Washington to 2nd Street, loop all the way around until they can get in on the opposite side of the building. Now, you can also see a very large show of police presence out here, and something that we haven't seen before anyway at an event that I can remember here in the Valley, a long line of garbage and cement trucks. They're basically paralleling where the people are lining up. This obviously to prevent someone from using a vehicle to drive into the crowd. The line of Trump supporters grew longer with each passing minute. With hours still to go before the doors opened to the Phoenix Convention Center, the 100-plus degree temperature did not smother their exuberance.
Trump, Trump, Trump. We love Trump. He is making America great again, and we stand behind him 100%.
Phoenix police double-gated the road that parallels the convention center to make a natural barrier between Trump supporters and anti-Trump protesters. They strategically placed large dump trucks and garbage trucks around the area.
I was expecting a lot more protesters. They're scared. Put it that way. They were probably expecting a lot of Trumpers. I don't know. But it's early. It's early.
There have been estimates that between 10 to 30,000 anti-Trump protesters are set to show up. But the morning and early afternoon,
they're going crazy for the Bears right here.
Proved to be a Trump merchandise vendor's paradise.
It's been a couple hours and I've made some decent sales, so yeah. We got some great supporters out here today.
Most of the businesses surrounding the convention center remained open, but a few did choose to close for the day. Is it a matter of safety concerns or just the volume?
No, I think just the volume, because I'm hoping that everything is going to be just fine. But I think it's the volume, and it's hard to park as it is, so go with it.
Are you going to stand by to make sure they shut? Okay, now again, back here live, the line you're looking at are the Trump supporters waiting to get into the rally on the other side of the building, so they still have quite a ways to go. The protesters, we are told, are staging on the other side of the convention center from where we are, actually on the north side of the building here. And so we're, from our vantage point, we haven't seen any clashes or any shouting matches. Again, that's just from our vantage point. So far, things have been very peaceful here. Now, you probably just saw some, heard some fire engines drive up and paramedics drive up. It looks like they might be getting out a gurney here, probably somebody with a heat-related issue. We haven't gotten any word yet of what that's about. But again, on this side of the convention center, on the south side, the opposite side of where the protesters are staging, things have been pretty peaceful. Of course, we'll continue to stay out here and keep an eye on things. Back to you in the studio.
Hey, Donna Rossi, live at the convention center, taking a look at some unique precautions being taken there. Now, earlier, the president first stopped in Yuma before heading here to Phoenix. The president's time at the Marine Corps Air Station over in Yuma lasting about an hour. That did not include a tour of the border as originally planned. President Trump did, though, tour border security equipment at a nearby hangar at the air station there. Before boarding Air Force One bound here for the Valley, the president taking time to shake hands and sign autographs, even taking some selfies with about 250 Marines and their families there. One of the big questions of the day, will the president pardon former Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio? The president has suggested he's open to a presidential pardon for Arpaio, and the Constitution certainly granting him the authority to do that. The latest word from the White House today is there will be no pardon tonight. Arpaio, of course, as you know, convicted of criminal contempt of court last month. Arpaio tells CBS 5 this afternoon he has not been invited to tonight's rally specifically, and in fact, he says he has other plans for the night. Someone who will be in attendance, former Arizona State Senator Kelly Ward. She's the primary challenger for Jeff Flake's Senate seat. She says she would support President Trump's decision if he were to issue a pardon for Arpaio. Ward expected to attend tonight's rally, but says she will attend with the public, not in a pre-designated VIP section of any kind. Now, according to polling company OH Predictive Insights, half of Arizonans, 50%, do not support a presidential pardon for the former sheriff. 21% do support such a pardon, with 29% saying they're still undecided.
There are tens of thousands of people downtown right now, and there are protesters on the streets around the convention center. They are determined to make their voices heard. Our Derek Stahl joins us now live. He is in the middle of it all near the convention center. And Derek, there are actually a number of different protests that are expected.
Yeah, there's a lot of groups here. A lot of different groups have come together to protest against Trump. Now, we are right by the Herberger Theater. If we pass, kind of pan around a little bit, the vast majority of folks out here are protesting against Trump. You can hear this guy talking about deporting Melania Trump. Mostly, things have been very peaceful. rather cordial. However, there have been definitely some shouting matches every so often when a Trump supporter or two kind of comes in and infiltrates this largely anti-Trump area. Now, what's interesting here is that Phoenix police have kind of set up sort of protest lanes. They're kind of keeping most of the anti-Trump folks on the north side here by the Herberger Theater, and on the south side, they have the barricades set up. There's a street in between, and then that is where people are actually going in and entering and going into the convention center. Now, I'm joined now by Phoenix City Councilman Michael Nowakowski. You've been out here. What do you make of the protests this evening?
You know what? I really respect it's a lot of respect out here. People are voicing their opinions, and there hasn't been a fight or arguments. And, you know, people are on one side of the road, the other side of the road, and they're exchanging words. But that's what America's all about, right?
A lot of planning obviously went into this on the part of Phoenix Police. What do you make of their efforts today?
You know what? It's called the Team Phoenix approach. We bring in the fire, police, all the different departments, the sheriff's department, even the DPS, and everybody working together. This is what you get. Good planning, a great event.
And the big news of the day, of course, is that the White House announced they will not be pardoning Sheriff Arpaio at this event. What is your reaction to that?
You know what? There's a lot of people that it's a victory. They're partying right now because, you know, they worked so hard to get Sheriff Joe out of office, and now they have a new sheriff in town, and now they're celebrating.
All right, Michael Nowakowski, thank you so much. So that's the atmosphere out here. It's sort of celebratory. We've got the large inflatable likenesses of Donald Trump and Sheriff Joe Arpaio over on that side. Mostly peaceful, a few little spats here and there, but sort of a carnival atmosphere out here inside the protest. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Derek Stahl reporting. Derek, thank you. And we do want to acknowledge for our viewers, you may be noticing the broadcast looks a little different. We have put the broadcast on a delay because there are some signs and language that some people would find offensive. We're trying to either blur or beep out some of the words so that you don't have to see words that may actually offend you. So if you're noticing that the broadcast looks a little bit strange, it's because we are on a slight delay. Well, this rally has closed several streets in downtown Phoenix. Monroe from 2nd to 7th Streets, 3rd Street from Washington to Van Buren, and 5th Street from Jefferson to Van Buren. They are all shut down right now, but public transportation is running. Valley Metro tweeted out it will operate normal schedules today for buses and the light rail. It is a very busy day. We have much more coverage on the presidential visit still coming up in this newscast.
And of course, the presidential visit is our top story here. But because we are CBS 5 News, we are taking a look at all of your local headlines, including this. A 91-year-old woman trapped in an overnight house fire near 60th Street in Thomas early this morning has passed away. Neighbors heard a woman screaming for help outside of a Scottsdale home about 1 o'clock this morning. Now, firefighters believe that fire started in a carport, quickly moving to the woman's house, trapping her in her bedroom. She later died at the hospital this morning, and her caregiver is now being treated for burns as well. The Jefferson Davis Memorial over in Apache Junction vandalized again, this time spray painted red with the letters KKK spelled in the word America. Now, last week, that same memorial was found tarred and feathered. That memorial erected back in the 1940s.
Still ahead, Bill Cosby has a new attorney, and it is someone with plenty of experience defending celebrities who are accused of serious crimes.
Plus, the oldest Christopher Columbus monument in the United States damaged by the same people who posted video of the vandalism online.
Yeah, we can get that submitted by Monday.
At U-Haul, we know every family moves at their own pace.
Come on, guys.
That's why we have U-Box.
Is that heavy?
Where you can pack in a day.
Hi, Mom.
In a week.
It's starting to snow.
In a month. We can store it or ship it.
I think that's the kitchen.
How?
You guys excited about the new house?
And when you want it.
Thanks, you've been lifesavers.
Don't want to lift a finger? We got you covered there too. U-Box by U-Haul. Move at your pace. Reserve today at uhaul.com.
Get in the game at Earnhardt Chevrolet and catch some huge savings. Save up to 20% off MSRP on 2017 Chevy Cruze LT, Malibu LT, and Trax crossovers. Plus 0% financing on 2017 Tahoes and Suburbans. We'll beat any competitor's written offer on a similar vehicle or pay you $1,500. Visit Arizona Avenue, just north of Warner Road in the heart of Chandler, or online 24 hours a day at azchevy.com. No bull. Chevy. Find new roads.
Oh, man, that hurts. Holy cow, who did my wiring anyway? Would somebody please call George Brazil? Oh, before the place burns down? Nobody knows electrical like George Brazil. These guys are the experts. They're completely reliable, and they give you 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, you can always find a good coupon at GeorgeBrazilOnline.com. So go ahead and plug it in. I'm hardwired for power, baby.
New this fall.
My name is Alex Riley, and this is the story of my life.
Experience one man's past.
Did everything just go slow-mo for a second there? Yeah, you'll get over it.
Present.
Whenever I hear this song, it makes me think of a girl.
Mommy?
No. Mom, song is Psycho Killer.
And future.
I may be entering life's fourth quarter.
Oh, seriously, did you come out of the womb speaking in basketball metaphors?
Me, Myself, and I. New comedy CBS this fall.
Bill Cosby has hired Michael Jackson's lawyer. That's one of 5 stories in 55 seconds.
Tom Mesereau will represent Cosby in his sexual assault retrial. He won high-profile cases defending Robert Blake and Michael Jackson. Cosby is accused of drugging and molesting Andrea Constand more than a decade ago.
And police have identified a person of interest in a deadly bank robbery in Conway, South Carolina. 2 bank employees were shot and killed during that robbery yesterday.
15-year-old Anissa Weir pleaded guilty yesterday to attempted second-degree intentional homicide in the so-called Slenderman case. She will still have a trial to determine her mental state.
Someone took a sledgehammer to an 18th century Christopher Columbus monument up in Baltimore. At 225 years old, it is the oldest monument in the country. It was dedicated to Columbus back in 1792.
Well, police say that 5,000 ecstasy tablets shaped like President Trump's head were found in a car in Germany. The pills have an estimated street value of about $45,000. A 51-year-old man and his teenage son were arrested. CBS 5 News. We'll be right back.
Tonight, all eyes on the Valley as President Trump comes to Phoenix. CBS 5 and 3 TV, the power of 2 with live team coverage of the president's rally and reaction. Live rally coverage starts tonight at 7, only on 3 TV.
It's not what we ride that defines us. It's what happens along the way. We may not know where the ride will take us, but one thing's for sure. With the Law Tigers, you never ride alone. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
You're all set. You got Cox high-speed internet with new panoramic Wi-Fi, so you'll have blazing fast speeds all over your house.
We'll see about that. Wi-Fi never reaches all the way up here.
Get Cox high-speed internet starting at just $29.99 a month and ask about our new panoramic Wi-Fi.
Cool, right?
Get wall-to-wall fast. Cox high-speed internet starts at $29.99 a month and ask about new panoramic Wi-Fi for blazing fast speeds all over.
No way it's fast down here.
Right.
It's fast all over.
Yep.
Right?
Prepare to be blown away. Cox high-speed internet starts at just $29.99 a month and ask about our new panoramic Wi-Fi for wall-to-wall fast.
Where'd you get the shorts?
The internet.
CBS 5 is proud to partner with Valley Honda dealers and Pay It Forward, changing lives and making a difference in the Valley.
Wake Up Arizona with Preston Phillips. Weekday mornings only on CBS 5.
Our 20 cities in 20 days rolls into Tempe tonight. And of course, it is most famous for being home to Arizona State University. Yetta Gibson shows us it is also home to a unique driving school called the Institute for Driver Safety. The teachers there are more than just experienced drivers, and they put Yetta to the test.
I am going to be your star student of the day.
Before we get into how my driving test went...
Two hands on the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's my first strike.
I talked to Joe Navarro, a former Maricopa County Sheriff's deputy, about the Institute for Driver Safety in Tempe, Arizona. He's just one of several teachers here, formerly in law enforcement.
Since we've had accident investigation, we've been to accident scenes, we've seen the results of accidents, that we would try to tell the kids this is what can happen.
This school has been here for more than 2 decades, and he says there's way more detailed testing here than the MVD.
We're going to focus more on safety and be primarily teaching how to do safety movements. I started 15 years ago. It was about, to me, it was about speeders, drunk drivers, red light runners. Not anymore. It's about everybody. You have to watch.
Driving today, he says, is more intense, more distractions than ever before, thanks to cell phones.
Now, some parents will have their child get the license, and then they'll find out, like, wow, that wasn't enough. So everything is about focus, keep your eyes on the road, understand what you're trying to do, and avoid other people. Drive defensively.
Back to my mini lesson with Joe. He observed how I operate behind the wheel.
2 hands on the wheel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's my first strike. It's gonna be my only strike. Watch. Complete stop. My dad said count to 10. You said right or left?
Left.
Maybe I'm a little distracted because I talk too much.
See, my mouth is a distraction too.
You're a talker, yeah.
Joe's lesson is usually 3 hours. We went about 20 minutes.
Good. I like the way you looked over your shoulder and used the mirror.
How did she do?
She did well. She's very attentive. We just had to give her a little correction on the stop sign.
Okay.
Yetta Gibson, CBS 5.
There was a long pause, though, before he said she did all right. You know, you can register for classes on the Institute's website. We have a link for you at azfamily.com. And then coming up tomorrow at 5, we head back in time and find out how the iconic Wigwam Hotel ended up in what was then the very edge of the valley over in Litchfield Park. And then starting at 4:30 in the morning, a wake up with Ian Schwartz as he shows us how Litchfield Park is now looking to the future.
All right, good to see you, Lena. And yeah, can't wait to check that out there in Litchfield Park in the far West Valley. Here's a look at the East Valley. Chandler from our WeatherBug cameras. And yeah, a beautiful evening out there. It was a warm one, though. Hit a high temperature today of 108. That's 4 degrees above average. And we're still sitting at 105 in Phoenix, 102, as you can see, in Glendale. And folks in Chandler, still 107. So yeah, definitely need the AC today, and drink plenty of water if you're heading out and about this evening. Satellite and radar, yeah, hardly a cloud in sight. In fact, mostly clear skies expected again for tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, we could see an increasing chance of some showers and thunderstorms. In fact, we'll time it out for you with Futurecast. Here's tomorrow morning around 6:30, and then in the afternoon, we're going to start to see some clouds and showers develop, as you can see, out across areas of eastern Arizona, and then maybe a stray shower passes on by tomorrow evening. So your day in detail, another warm one on tap. Will drop down to around the mid-80s in the morning hours, get up to 101 by noon, hit a high tomorrow. That's going to happen at around 4 o'clock, 105. And take a look. There's that slight chance of storms on Wednesday, but then a big warm-up. Drier conditions roll in, and things heat up quite a bit. 106 on Friday, 107 on Saturday, and then temperatures once again very close to 110 by Sunday. Stay cool.
Well, some people who use Uber are getting hit with surprise fees they say they do not deserve. We'll show you how to protect yourself from getting hit with the same fees.
Brought to you by Desert Schools Federal Credit Union.
CBS 5 investigates, taking you inside Arizona's school system.
Arizona underfunds its schools by $1.2 billion a year.
Digging deeper, giving parents and families answers as a new year begins.
I think that what we have is a teacher crisis.
Is this district better off financially this year than it was last year?
I'd have to say no.
Helping Arizonans get the how and the why to the stories they care about.
I do think we know how to educate a child in the state of Arizona.
CBS 5 investigates, weeknights at 6:30.
RVs, and more RVs. Starting Thursday, it's a massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Shop a huge selection of new and used motorhomes, fifth wheels, and trailers. All priced for immediate sale. Free parking and admission. It's cool. Inside the massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Starting Thursday.
Interesting resume. Says here you were once the king of France?
Yep, but I gave that up for love.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
Convicted? No, never convicted.
Melvin?
Yes.
At Parker & Sons, all our technicians are trust certified for your protection. If you want quality work at a fair price, call Parker for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning needs.
And I promise there'll be no Melvins on your job.
Call 602 to repair to get it done.
Howdy, folks. I'm Tex Earnhardt with Earnhardt North Scottsdale Hyundai.
Hey, football fans, are you ready for a big season and some even bigger savings? Then you've scored, because we've got it all. Drive a 2017 Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe Sport, only $149 per month, plus 0% APR financing for 60 months, available on select models. Trust in a dealership with a winning record. #1 volume Hyundai dealer in Arizona for 3 straight years. No bull. Visit online at NorthScottsdaleHyundai.com.
RVs, and more RVs. Starting Thursday, it's a massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Shop a huge selection of new and used motorhomes, fifth wheels, and trailers. All priced for immediate sale. Free parking and admission. It's cool. Inside the massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Starting Thursday. Closed captioning is brought to you by Express Flooring. Call 1-800-EXPRESS.
Millions of Americans use Uber to get around, but a number of customers are now complaining that they have been wrongly charged a cleaning fee, and Uber says it is now investigating. Kenneth Craig reports.
Stephen Winkler uses Uber all the time and never had a problem until he recently spotted an issue on his bank statement.
I noticed a $50 charge from Uber.
He contacted the company online and was told he was charged a cleaning fee. They also sent him pictures from the driver of what appears to be a wet seat, but Winkler says it wasn't him.
There's no way I could have done that without knowing about it.
Winkler is not alone. Social media is filled with upset Uber customers insisting they were wrongly charged for a mess they didn't make.
And the Better Business Bureau tells us they've received more than 130 complaints about Uber cleaning fees.
John McGann and Crystal Drake were charged $150 and sent a picture taken by the driver, but insist it never happened.
They definitely need a better system in place than what they have.
Uber is aware of these disputes and in a statement tells CBS News, "We are enhancing our internal processes and investing in additional resources when investigating cleaning fee claims. While messes and spilled drinks can happen in moving vehicles, we are actively looking into reports where fraud may be detected and will take the appropriate actions on those accounts." After complaining to Uber, Winkler received a refund, so did Drake.
My advice for other people would be to take a video every time you get out of your Uber.
Uber says drivers who submit a fraudulent cleaning fee could lose their ability to drive for the company. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
The news at 5:30 is next, and here's a look at your Tuesday night primetime lineup right here on CBS 5.
Brought to you by Desert Diamond Casino, West Valley.
Hey, I'm Brian Gary. I have a question for you. What car company makes the best car? It's debatable, right? Okay. What window company makes the best window? I bet you just said Andersen. I'm with Ted Coons, project manager for Renewal by Andersen. Ted, what's your connection to Andersen?
Well, you know, Andersen's been around for over 112 years, and everybody knows their quality. Renewal by Andersen is the full-service replacement window division of Andersen. So not only do we build the windows and patio doors, but we also install them too. You don't want a bunch of companies in your house doing a bunch of different things. With us, we're full service. We do it all.
A lot of companies still sell a poor quality vinyl window.
Yeah, you know, Renewal by Andersen does not sell vinyl windows or patio doors. You remember those vinyl records that you used to leave out in your car in the sun? That same warping can happen to vinyl windows.
So your window material is stronger than vinyl?
Oh, not only is it stronger, it's 2 times stronger than vinyl. So our Fibrex composite material is designed to make your home more comfortable and to prevent fogging. It's not going to rot or corrode. It's going to last.
Your replacement window doesn't look anything like a typical replacement window.
You're right. Our sashes and our frames are designed to look like they are original to the house. I mean, you're proud of your home. You don't want to have thick, boxy windows. We have beautiful styles of windows, patio doors, and over 47 different color combinations.
Ted, thanks. That's a lot of great information. Right now, Renewal by Andersen is offering a fantastic deal.
Save 20% on windows, save 20% on patio doors, and save 20% on installation too. And leave your credit card or checkbook right where it is, because with this financing, you won't pay anything for a whole year. No money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. Call to schedule your free window diagnosis. 480-498-7800. That's 480-498-7800.
Tomorrow, Ryan Coleman will win the big race. To stay on peak performance, he needs the best night's sleep. AmeriSleep. Better sleep for a better tomorrow.
This is a live look inside the Phoenix Convention Center downtown. We are just about 90 minutes away from President Trump's campaign-style rally there. And the president's supporters, they came out early. You can see the crowds to make sure that they got some good spots for the president's speech.
Right, so 19,000 people are allowed to come in today. So C. McLaughlin is there at the convention center. And there was a lot of animosity outside scene, but now they're directing it toward the media bullpen.
Yeah, they're still chanting fake news and all sorts of things, frankly, about the media. But I think people are just, quite frankly, just glad to be inside and inside some air conditioning. They were really, really warm out there on the streets of Phoenix. A couple of different things that I've been noticing over the past few minutes here inside the Phoenix Convention Center. It's called Cartoon Corral, meaning there's large groups of people that keep jockeying for positions, and then the Trump campaign in different T-shirts are moving the corrals in different areas, meaning they want the most favorable people in front within the president's eyesight, and those are the corrals that have been filling up first, and those are people that they have pre-screened from the campaign. Another indication that this is a campaign event and not an official White House speech is that there are campaign members handing out signs at the entrance of the Phoenix Convention Center, and they are all slogans from the 2016 campaign, like Women for Trump, Latinos for Trump, Drain the Swamp, Buy American, Hire American, as well as Make America Great Again. People are really starting to fire up the signs. A lot of the network newscasts are now on, the cable newscast that is, and the chants continue. But guys, the big question is, now that the pardon is off the table, what exactly is this campaign rally going to be about? And the only word that I have heard is it's going to be about unity. What have you been hearing from the inside? Because there are teleprompters set up, so we know that the president may have a speech in mind, but he may go off the speech, and of course that's what the GOP is very afraid of tonight. We'll toss it back to you inside.
And that has really been the big question. Were we going to get Trump unscripted or Trump on teleprompter and on message? So, Scene, as you say, we're going to have to wait and see what Donald Trump we get tonight. Thank you, Scene. And that is seen inside the convention center. We are also outside the convention center, where supporters are shouting, "Build that wall," while opponents are yelling the word Nazi and "Shame on you."
And not apologize and insult Senator McCain's service to our country. You insult all veterans.
That's a look at some of the sounds of protesters shouting at Trump supporters heading into the event tonight. Mike Watkis is there with more on what we're seeing outside.
Well, we've been watching throughout the day the hundreds of Trump supporters lining up outside the convention center to get in. And just in the last 90 minutes, we now have hundreds of counter-protesters, anti-Trump folks who have assembled here in the area just outside the Herberger Theater. Well, we definitely have a wall that has been built today, and it's a wall separating these two sides, the anti-Trump folks on this side, the folks going in to see the president across the street. There are barricades, walls between them, the street now impassable, so that no one can get. They want to keep basically these two sides apart. You can see they have some inflatables. The president, also one of the sheriff, former sheriff, and a chicken that we have seen at some of these rallies in the past. We had a moment a short time ago to speak to one of the leaders of the Democratic National Committee, a woman by the name of Jess O'Connell. She's from Arizona. I understand we don't have that soundbite, but we'll let you know that there are a number of groups here, Puente, indigenous groups, Black Lives Matter. We've seen religious groups here as well. It's a very big crowd. There has been lots of shouting back and forth, but at this point, we have not seen any violence. But just a short time ago, we saw some of the riot troops from Phoenix PD assembling not far from here. The crowd is getting bigger as the night drags on. The emotion's getting and the voices getting louder. So the stage is set for a very dramatic night. We're all hoping for no violence. But at this point, it's a lot of shouting, a lot of passion. But again, no violence. That's the good news. And of course, we're going to continue to monitor throughout the evening. We'll throw it back to you.
And that is the protesters' rights. They can get as loud as they want as long as they stay peaceful. We'll be continuing to watch this. Mike Watkis reporting. Thank you, Mike. Now, before coming to the Valley, President Trump made a stop at the Marine base in Yuma. That was this afternoon. Our Maria Hechanova joins us now live. And Maria, this visit did not go exactly as planned.
That is correct. Also want to note that it is much calmer here, his visit much calmer here than compared to Phoenix. So we are live outside of Marine Corps Air Station Yuma, the president's first visit to Yuma since taking office. His tour lasted only about an hour. He was expected to visit the U.S.-Mexico border, but that idea was scrapped according to sources after learning about security concerns. President Trump landed at Marine Corps Air Station Yuma just before 2 p.m. It was his first time here since being sworn into office. Once off Air Force One, President Trump met with Border Patrol officials and toured border security equipment at a U.S. Customs and Border Protection hangar on property. From there, he took time to meet with about 250 Marines and their families, many smiling, shaking hands, and taking selfies with him. Security was very tight. Civilians were not allowed on base for the event, so many of them went across the street to watch Air Force One fly in and take off.
I'm here to support Donald Trump and the military.
However, some not so happy he was in town. Doug Jennings doesn't agree with the president's proposed border wall and organized a protest.
When you're here for 15, 20 years, you work hard, you pay taxes, and then all of a sudden you split these families up, you know, that's not right. These people, you know, they might be here illegally, but they're hardworking.
So why did he make his first Arizona stop in Yuma? The state GOP chairman says partly because he invited the president when he visited the White House a few weeks ago.
We were talking about the wall, and I was talking about how the state, local, and federal in Yuma, Arizona work together to make sure that we have operational security here.
Coming up at 6 p.m., we all know that Yuma is a military town. Find out how veterans here are reacting to the president's announcement yesterday to add more troops in Afghanistan and change the nation's strategy. Reporting live in Yuma, right outside of MCAS, Maria Hechanova, back to you.
And we are looking at safety in downtown Phoenix. Of course, 100 National Guardsmen on standby in case violence erupts. And St. Mary's Roman Catholic Basilica also offering a safe space for anyone who feels they may be in danger at the rally. They will have volunteers there giving out water and medical aid. The church deciding to set up that safe space after seeing the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia last weekend. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey greeting President Trump at Sky Harbor Airport today. You're looking at a photo of that moment, but will not attend tonight's rally. A spokesperson for Ducey said Ducey looks forward to seeing the president, but his focus tonight will be on public safety downtown. Neither Senators John McCain or Jeff Flake are expected to attend tonight.
And Congressman Raul Grijalva joining the ranks of other Valley politicians in denouncing President Trump's visit to Phoenix. CBS 5's Ashley DiMartino joins us now live with why he is saying that Trump's visit could do more harm than good for our community. Ashley?
Chris, Grijalva was joined by several community organizations this morning outside the St. Mary's Basilica. The whole group is one of many that is protesting this evening. Now, leaders of each organization preaching the message of standing in unity to fight against white supremacy, racism, and hate in our community. Grijalva also talking to the crowd about his worry of former Sheriff Joe Arpaio being pardoned by the president.
The divisions are already deep enough and being fueled by rhetoric and being fueled by the lack of consequence and capacity on the part of the president, we don't need that here. Our primary goal has to be what Martin Luther King and Cesar Chavez preached their whole lives and help change this world is peace and nonviolence.
Grijalva also, when I was talking with him, said that this is a time for plain speak, honesty, and leadership. And he believes that that is exactly what the country needs. But it needs to come not only from the president, but from all politicians. In the newsroom, Ashley DiMartino, CBS 5 News.
Ashley, thank you. And we have more on the president's visit straight ahead in this newscast. And more trouble for Wells Fargo, what the banking giant is accused of doing this time.
Infested with flies and a stench that's sickening.
It's gross. It's disgusting.
And these neighbors have no doubt where it's coming from. But see why any help will be hard to come by. CBS 5 investigates. Thursday at 6:30 only on CBS 5.
RVs, and more RVs. Starting Thursday, it's a massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Shop a huge selection of new and used motorhomes, fifth wheels, and trailers. All priced for immediate sale. Free parking and admission. It's cool. Inside the massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Starting Thursday.
And we're off to Desert Diamond West Valley Casino. Out of the gate is $150,000 Derby Dash for cash. Rewards members lead the way. Win cold hard cash, plus an entry to the Tournament of Champions every Monday and Thursday. Down the home stretch come the grand finale drawings on September 28th for up to $150,000. Find out who wins at Desert Diamond West Valley Casino, where jackpots hit close to home. See the Rewards Center for details.
An enterprise of the Donna Autumn Nation.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
Thanks. I hear it's your biggest event of the year.
Yeah, you can save on the remaining 2017s. And with 0% APR financing and great lease deals, any of these Toyotas can be yours. We have a few more.
Oh.
During the Toyota National Clearance Event, get $1,000 cash back on the spacious Highlander, or up to $1,500 back on a rugged 2017 Tundra.
Oh, wow.
Toyota, let's go places.
I was at work one day and I felt a sharp pain and I noticed I had some lumps. The results for the biopsy was positive for HER2 cancer. Time was imperative at Cancer Treatment Centers of America. We met the doctor right away.
We had opted to do chemotherapy up front, followed by her surgery and radiation.
They wanted to make sure that my treatment plan was precise and effective, and I'm thankful for that.
Visit cancercenter.com/Phoenix. Appointments available now.
RVs, and more RVs. Starting Thursday, it's a massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Shop a huge selection of new and used motorhomes, fifth wheels, and trailers. All priced for immediate sale. Free parking and admission. It's cool. Inside the massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Starting Thursday.
Brought to you by La Mesa RV. Experience life.
Welcome back, everyone. Wells Fargo was in trouble for opening new accounts, and now it's catching heat for closing them.
And that's just one of 5 stories in 55 seconds. Last year, the bank was fined $185 million for opening more than 2 million accounts without consent. Now regulators are investigating whether they hurt consumers by closing those accounts after detecting fraudulent activity.
Macy's announced plans to restructure its merchandising operations, which could lead to about 100 layoffs. No word on where the cuts will take place. It's the latest attempt to stay competitive with Amazon.
A jury has ordered Johnson & Johnson to pay $417 million to a woman who claims she got ovarian cancer from baby powder. Johnson & Johnson says its baby powder is safe and will appeal that verdict.
Google's latest Android operating system has a name, Oreo. The new operating system is supposed to be faster and more secure. Oreo will also make it easier to multitask, letting you see 2 apps at once.
Nearly half of the McDonald's restaurants over in India are about to shut their doors. The chain canceling the franchise agreements for 169 locations there, saying they violated their contract terms.
We have continuing coverage of President Trump's visit to the Valley. The president says he is considering a pardon for former Sheriff Joe Arpaio, but it does not look like it will happen tonight. We are going to take a closer look at the pardon possibility after the break.
Tomorrow morning, wake up with us.
Thanks for waking up with us here on CBS 5.
Helping make Arizona mornings brighter and helping you get out the door faster. Everything you need to start your day. Wake up, Arizona. Weekdays 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Brought to you by Desert Diamond Casino, West Valley.
Shop and save in a place where you
folks, I'm Tex Earnhardt, here with Santan Hyundai.
It's our model year rollout. The new models are in, and the old ones must go. Save up to $6,400 on every new Hyundai in stock, including the award-winning 2017 Santa Fe. SantanHyundai.com. No bull.
It's another great day when you're driving your Santan Hyundai.
Save big on all the latest styles during the Living Spaces Labor Day event, where we're celebrating with amazing deals for every room. Through Labor Day, shop a huge selection of furniture and home decor with sofas starting at $350, queen beds starting at $395, and dining sets for just $350. Plus, pay no interest for 3 years on select purchases with your good credit. Shop these and other great deals while supplies last at the Living Spaces Labor Day event.
Living Spaces.
Today, we're finally getting our bathtub redone. We weren't happy with it.
Oh, we didn't want the headaches of demolition.
Or the days without our bathroom. Then a friend told us about Bath Fitter and their unique tub-over-tub process. There's no demolition, and they install in as little as a day. They also have a seamless wall for a watertight fit. And Bath Fitter has a lifetime guarantee. What a difference. Finally, a bathtub I love.
Call today or learn more at bathfitter.com.
Hey, no, I'm driving Dad to the hospital. He was just playing with Emma and he hit his head, but then he wouldn't stop bleeding and he got dizzy. Right, the blood thinner for AFib. How you doing, Dad?
I'll be okay.
Listen, we're pulling in. I'm gonna call you back. This is the 3rd time he's been admitted with a serious bleed. Is this blood thinner really helping him?
I understand your concern. Your father's atrial fibrillation increases his risk for stroke. This is why you're on warfarin. But there is an alternative.
Another pill?
No, it's called Watchman. Watchman is a permanent implant that reduces the risk of stroke.
In a clinical trial, 9 out of 10 people who received Watchman stopped taking warfarin in 45 days. There are risks associated with the Watchman implant, including internal bleeding, stroke, and in rare cases, it can be fatal. Talk to your cardiologist so that you thoroughly understand all the benefits and risks to see if Watchman is right for you.
Learn more at watchman.com.
Right now, we're giving you another live look at the crowd gathering inside the Phoenix Convention Center. President Trump's campaign-style rally is set to begin at 7 o'clock tonight. We are told that there have been 25 calls for heat-related issues. 1 person has been taken to the hospital. The crowds outside, they are loud, but we are not getting reports of a lot of problems. Right now, police working very hard to keep the Trump supporters and the protesters apart. The only people who are scheduled to speak tonight, we are told, are President Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson. Now, the word from the White House is that there will be no presidential pardon tonight for former Sheriff Joe Arpaio, but it is always possible that Trump could go off script. But Arpaio, we should point out, is not scheduled to be at the rally tonight.
So investigative reporter Morgan Lowe, though, has a look at the backstory on how all this talk about the possibility of a presidential pardon came about.
So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Talk of a pardon really heated up when Donald Trump won the election.
He is a great person, and I'm glad to stick by him.
Sheriff Arpaio had been a steadfast supporter of Trump's long-shot campaign, and after all, it was the Department of Justice prosecuting the sheriff, and Trump ultimately would control the DOJ. But the trial date approached, and there was no word from the new president. In fact, the trial proceeded as planned, and Arpaio spent thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of his own dollars to launch a defense. Now the conviction is in. Arpaio is guilty of contempt of court. A presidential pardon would remove any chances he would see the inside of a jail.
President Trump told our colleague Greg Jarrett, quote,
Last week, Trump told Fox News, I am seriously considering a pardon for Sheriff Arpaio. He has done a lot in the fight against illegal immigration. He's a great American patriot, and I hate to see what has happened to him.
I think the president will probably go ahead and pardon Arpaio.
The Trump campaign says it has no plans to pardon Arpaio tonight, but President Trump is known to go off script. A pardon could come in an announcement. It could even come in a tweet, because the president has all the authority he needs to pardon anybody he wants to, anytime he wants to. Back to you.
Violent pre-game player protests in the NFL seem to be growing. 12 members of the Cleveland Browns took a knee during the anthem before their game just last night. Several other players stood with them, but in support of them. Among those taking a knee was tight end Seth DeValve, the first white player to take a knee during the anthem. DeValve is married to an African-American woman and says he wants to raise his children in a better racial environment than what we have right now.
Well, the National Football League is not just entertainment. It is a billion-dollar industry. We always hear about the stars like Larry Fitzgerald signing big contracts, but there are countless others working hard just to stay in the league and get a paycheck. Joe Pequeno on Cardinals tailback Kieran Williams.
The NFL, where Goliaths reign and amazing athletes capture the hearts of millions. It's also an occupation where fortunate ones earn a roster spot. Cardinals tailback Kerwin Williams knows all about grinding to land on teams, once again battling for one of 4 positions in the Cardinals backfield.
We definitely have a talented backfield, so anytime, you have that many guys competing for the same job, it's always going to be a great competition.
Williams signed with the Cardinals in 2014. He was later released in 2015. Re-signed, released, re-signed, and released in 2016 and re-signed last October. Now in 2017, he's working hard to get paid.
The main thing I got to do is just grind. That's what I come to do every day at practice. That's what I try to do every day. Every opportunity I get in the game is grind, and I make sure I make the best of my opportunities.
Kerwin's one of those guys that if you just give him his opportunity, he does great with it every time, and you're kind of stupid if you don't give him one.
Williams is the smallest of the backs, but that doesn't matter because he battles, and he battles. And he might have the biggest heart out of all of them.
He's always performing. When every time he runs the ball, last year I think he had like 30 yards or a touchdown. And so I feel like with Kerwin, whenever he had the opportunity, he definitely made the most of it.
Helping his cause, Williams is now seeing playing time on special teams. Whatever it takes for a player who refuses to give up.
Anything that you can do to make yourself stand out is always important.
I'm sure he'll do a great job with the punt return, kick return job right now.
Joe Pequeno, CBS 5 Sports.
Brought to you by the Law Tigers, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
It's the flooring sale you've been waiting for. Empire Today's half-price sale. Get $2,400 of flooring for $1,200, $5,200 for an amazing $2,600. That's half the price of your entire purchase. Shop for carpet, hardwood, tile, vinyl, and laminate right from home and have it professionally installed. Don't miss Empire's half-price sale. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Interesting resume. Says here you were once the king of France?
Yep, but I gave that up for love.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
Convicted? No, never convicted.
Melvin?
Yes.
At Parker & Sons, all our technicians are trust certified for your protection. If you want quality work at a fair price, call Parker for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning needs.
And I promise there'll be no Melvins on your job.
Call 602-2-REPAIR to get it done.
No contract, no risk, no catch with Cox High-Speed Internet. Call today and do everything you love online with Cox High-Speed Internet, starting at only $29.99 a month. Cox High-Speed Internet delivers the super fast speed you need to surf, stream, and download, with speed options up to 300 megabits per second. Plus, with most plans, you'll have free access to more than 500,000 Wi-Fi hotspots around town and when you travel. And Cox High-Speed Internet is now available with new panoramic Wi-Fi that blasts super fast internet across your entire home. There's no contract, and it's all backed by our 30-day money-back guarantee. So it's absolutely risk-free with a guaranteed 2-hour appointment window. With Cox High-Speed Internet, get blazing speed at a great low price, starting at just $29.99 a month. And ask about wall-to-wall fast panoramic Wi-Fi, our best in-home Wi-Fi. Call today.
Brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try the sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger combo from $4.99.
Boy, what a warm one today, close to 110. We officially got up to 108 at the airport. And a live look at downtown. Hey, notice some towering clouds in the distance out there. Hardly an activity when it comes to the monsoon here in the valley. We'll see a slight chance tomorrow, but it is still warm. And I know a lot of folks downtown, we've got some heat-related issues out there. 105 currently. There's your wind speeds. Not helping the situation at all. Out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. Dew point in the mid-40s. Relative humidity, it's dry out there at 14%. Thank you, Ian Schwartz. I love this photo out here. He found this one from our good buddy Bill, one of our viewers. And big thank you for that hashtag AZFamily. Gorgeous sunset yesterday with some of the clouds out there in the distance. And, well, this evening, mostly clear skies. You can see some activity to the south of us. You can see rolling through areas of Tucson. It's been an incredible season so far in Tucson when it comes to the monsoon. For us, though, dry conditions. We're going to stay that way again for tomorrow morning. Let's show you a futurecast. Time this out for you. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., mostly clear skies. A few clouds up around areas of Flagstaff, and maybe a few spotty showers roll through here in the late evening hours. Temperatures dropping down to 83 in Phoenix, 53 up north in Flagstaff. Speaking of the high country, here's that 7-day forecast. Better chance of storms Wednesday into Thursday. Drier air rolls in and a big warm-up expected for Flagstaff over the weekend. And for us, similar story. Temperature-wise, near average. Slight chance of storms Wednesday, and then Friday we'll start to see things heat up. 106 Friday, 107 Saturday, and look at that, close to 110 on Sunday. Stay cool. Chris?
All right, thank you, Paul. Lots going on. Here's a look at your top stories. President Trump is now in the Valley. Air Force One landed at Sky Harbor Airport just before 4 o'clock this afternoon after a brief visit in Yuma.
And in just about an hour, the president will speak at a campaign-style rally at the Phoenix Convention Center. Crowds started lining up early this morning, even though doors opened just about 4 o'clock.
And when the president arrives at the convention center, he will be met by protesters. Some protesters shouted at Trump supporters as they were filing into the convention center this afternoon.
A 91-year-old woman died. Another is recovering after a fire at a home near 60th Street in Thomas. Neighbors saw the carport engulfed in flames, and when firefighters got there, that fire had spread to the home. The woman was trapped by that fire and could not get out, dying at the hospital. Her caregiver also being treated for burns tonight.
The Jefferson Davis Memorial in Apache Junction was vandalized again. It was spray painted red with KKK in the word America. Last week, the memorial was found tarred and feathered. This memorial has actually been around since the 1940s. You can get your top stories anytime, right from your phone. Just download the free AZ Family mobile app or click on our website, azfamily.com. And it is a very busy day with President Trump here in the Valley.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us in your home tonight. For more local news right now, just click on over to our sister station over at 3TV.
And the CBS Evening News is up next. We are back here at 6:30 with full coverage of President Trump's visit to the Valley and his rally in the Phoenix Convention Center. We hope.
azfamily.com, powered by CBS 5 and 3TV, your one-stop digital destination for all things Arizona. Brought to you by Law Tigers, Arizona's motorcycle injury lawyer.
Coming up is a Russian antivirus firm putting U.S. companies at risk and helping Russian spies. Plus, Phoenix braces for President Trump's rally tonight as thousands gather in support and protest. Coming up on the CBS Evening News.
RVs, and more RVs. Starting Thursday, it's a massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Shop a huge selection of new and used motorhomes, fifth wheels, and trailers. All priced for immediate sale. Free parking and admission. It's cool. Inside the massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale, starting Thursday.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We love adventure and we want something safe.
RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense Standard.
Just imagine the things we'll see.
Here we go. Oh, look at the zebras.
Oh, look at those two rhinos. Oh.
Are they?
Maybe the beach.
Love the beach.
During Toyota's National Clearance Event, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2017 RAV4. Or get low 0% 72-month financing.
Enjoy the sights.
Toyota, let's go places.
RVs, and more RVs. Starting Thursday, it's a massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale. Shop a huge selection of new and used motorhomes, fifth wheels, and trailers. All priced for immediate sale. Free parking and admission. It's cool. Inside the massive RV sale at Westworld of Scottsdale, starting Thursday.
Shop Earnhardt Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram during the summer clearance event. Own a 2017 Jeep Cherokee, only $17,425. A Dodge Journey, $20,370. And even a 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab, $12,000 off MSRP. free. Plus, we're issuing a credit rebuilder alert worth $1,500 toward your purchase in the Santan Motorplex, Val Vista, and Loop 202. Online, EarnhardtCJD.com.
Come on down to Earnhardt Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, and that ain't no bull.
How much longer will you wait? How much longer will you go through the motions? How much longer will it be before you pick up the phone and call the Ash Line? Double your chances of successfully quitting. Call now while you still can. 800-55-66-222.
Always exciting. Always alluring. Always hitting. Always on. Talking Stick Resort. Play in style. Drive away a winner with Ride on the Wild Side. Play to win one of 8 Mustangs or your share of up to $72,000 in cash and prizes this July and August. At
High inventory numbers force factories to clear out their warehouses and sell excess merchandise. We take advantage of these low prices so that we can pass the savings on to you. We only pick the best quality furniture at the best prices. This allows us to give our customers a discount. Come and see what kind of special purchase we've made, because these are one-time purchases at huge discounts, and we're passing the savings on to you.
Warnings about a Russian threat from an American czar.
Would you advise your family, your parents, to use it?
I wouldn't.
The White House cybersecurity czar raises a red flag about antivirus software linked to Russian intelligence. Also tonight, the president visits the border, but before he can plug the gaps, he has to fill some openings.
Are you interested in the career with Border Patrol?
Colin Kaepernick took a knee. Now he can't get a job.
Would you hire Kaepernick?
I wouldn't want him on my team. I wouldn't.
And no end to the honeymoon. America still basks in the afterglow of the eclipse of 2017.
I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless.
This is the CBS Evening News.
And this is our Western edition. Good evening, I'm Anthony Mason. We begin tonight with the threat to America's security from hackers sponsored by foreign governments. In an exclusive interview today, cybersecurity czar Rob Joyce told us the U.S. is lacking 300,000 cybersecurity experts needed to defend the country. And he had a warning for the public about using software from Kaspersky Labs. U.S. officials believe the company has ties to the Kremlin, and the federal government has vowed not to use